Let's put our hands together for all the acts who have been here. And the name is Jewell King-Speaks, also known as Her Majesty. So, it's you and I versus the universe. The creation of a shapeless, null and void world. Tell me who will say this. The creation of a mobile world brought cracks onto the screens of life. In fixing this, I spoke illumination into the situation and realized the light was dope. A solution to escape the police. That's why I love speaking relevant lines and not bars. I just don't want to find myself behind my own bars. Prison mentalities. Speaking light into being before the creation of humans was great. Kali, their sins got them thrown out. But to bring them back to their origin, I left my throne to earth as if heaven and earth was just a stone throw. Boy, beams of problems upon your shoulders. And like Facebook, I need to help you log out. Don't doubt me. Tech knows you can't phantom the love of God for verily, verily, I tell you, I tell that. That mobile phones helps us keep in touch. But the apple of God's eyes, the iPad, shouldn't be touched by just anything. Except for my blood, Nokia can't connect our worlds. So, I'm not in for your phone number. That means serving a long term of prison sentence in these cells. But to render these prisons useless, let me shrink, reduce, and keep this cell in my pocket. Now, my idea to keep in touch is this. Look deep into my eyes and save the eye contact on your iPhone. I know your red blood cells will allow that. That's why I am speaking these special bars to put the enemy behind bars, dropping these bars to set you free, and creating bars to give you reception to reach me anytime you need me. Volumes up. I'll be your screensaver to prevent promises from being broken. No matter the phone cases, I'll clear you up of all the charges leveled against you. You can't save yourself. All you know doing is to save phone numbers. Just allow me save you. Cause the Cain you thought would be able to correct Abel was the same Cain that murdered Abel. No wonder children are scared of Cains now. Was the same Cain that murdered Abel. No wonder children are scared of Cains now. Back to Eden. Back to Eden. Back to Eden. Back to Eden. The apple has always been with Eve. To continue her job in today's world, she appeared as a saint. Saint Eve. Ask Steve. I know very well what I created. I know when you look at the spelling of the apple, it came with an app. And also a double P we all know to be peer pressure. That will compel you into eating it. Because in actual sense, your mindset wasn't set like the mathematical set. So you couldn't stop yourself from eating it. But I remember in my factory reset, I gave you a ring. But you drop that and listen to tones. These ringtones, these Eve. Eating the fruit wasn't the problem. But putting off the whole armor of God and appearing naked was my concern. Now that you know what made you naked, can you please put put on the whole armor of God. See. I'm not a wicked God. The reason why I sent you out of the garden with no care, but on a bare foot. The reason why I sent you out of the garden with no care, but on a bare foot is that you can't work in a Samsung shop and be eating apples. But Sonny, if Eric sins and asks for forgiveness of sins, I'm faithful and just to forgive Eric's sins. Eric sins. Now, let the sons of David sing some song. Motorola's cause for accident when the motor rolls. I've realized you don't know you are precious. You don't even know what you are worth. Haven't you realized even after taking a bite of the apple, these bitten apples still sell on the market? But in your quest for Lumia, you created windows to let in the thief to rob you of what you are worth. How can you excel? The exact reason why you are marking time, Mr. Tosh. But remember, before the Mark book, the Bible already had the book of Mark. Had a book of Mark. You were blind. The exact reason why I spat into these sands to create a pair of eyes with roots and branches for you. Because the apocalypse, trying to poke my lips. Sin got us dark, you can see through as some sort of eclipse. So we couldn't see, but on the MRC, on the mic I see, on the MRC, at first I was blind, but now I see. So MIC, undisputed champion, walking on sea course. All my life I had to fight for you. To get these problems out of sight for you. But the more I fight, the more these problems keep flying at me like the kite to ignite the dynamite at night. So when God says, let there be light, some enemy weapon of destruction says, let there be night. So one way or the other, it seems this Cain is always able to kill the Abel in me. But when my blood is able to call on God, it's vengeance. So hurricane, for the hurricanes are coming to swallow you up. My Savior lives. On this screen of life, he will monitor me. I know on this keyboard of life, my blood type's negative, by his heart, it's a colander that sees this negativity away. And if you be an obedient mouse that moves in accordance with its cursor, with him you click. Because like the blackberry, blacks have been buried, but resurrection is all we seek. So bury blacks and resurrect. Not theologically proven, but assuming Jesus was born a black Jew, they won't bleed the message to make it fair, because life isn't. There's that reason why Barabbas was freed and Jesus crucified to save us, so relax. Don't be an angry bird. So relax. Don't be an angry bird. For you, I'm a Candy Crush. Your crime is a grand theft. If you run away from the temple, you suffer on the subway. So see, frankly, don't play games, my God. He's a jealous God. His son is the reason why we play games to death. That's when I flip the Ludo dice. But I know with his son, we will resurrect into eternity. Just like when your phone battery dies, you don't buy coffins. But you know with chargers, dead batteries will resurrect. Jesus is the charger that charges you into eternity. Jesus is the charger that drives you into eternity. Peace. Jewell King-Speaks. Peace.